We back with some more Invasion Survivors, baby. Hope you guys are doing well and ready for a Chemist run today. Look, this character is going to be a challenge. I ain't even going to lie. But, I mean, it's not going to be as bad of a challenge as somebody that can never heal or HP is capped by 1 or whatever. Chemist gets a lot of speed to start with, but gets minus HP and speed on level ups, okay? The haste modifications are increased by 50%. And plus 5 power for every 10 haste. So we're going to be building a lot of haste here. And we're also going to be building up a couple different things. I think I want to go with the bombs because I never did a bomb run. And it seems very, it seems very chemisty to use bombs. reminds me of League. I don't know why there's so many characters that remind me of League of Legends characters. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, the chemist guy, the guy with all the stuff on his back. Every time I try to recall a League of Legends character, for some reason, I can't remember their names. Like, I was playing, yesterday, I've been playing a game called Boardlike, which is a board game roguelike. And there was a rat enemy that reminded me of Twitch from League of Legends. And I could not, for the life of me, remember Twitch's name. I just called him the rat guy in League of Legends. And of course it got some comments, saying that it was Twitch or whatever. It's not, listen, it's not engagement farming, okay? So as you can see, the bombs are kind of interesting. You throw them out. If they make contact, they explode right away. If they don't make contact, they just kind of sit there and explode after a couple seconds. So it's interesting, okay? We're gonna take explosion here, even though we should really focus on speed and stuff. And we will be focusing on speed, not worried about armor a whole lot. We do want haste upgrades as much as possible. And we're gonna grab this red flower too. Okay, we do have a few levels before we zero out. I think speed starts off with 20 plus, right? But every level we get minus what? Minus 5? Or something like that, so minus 4 or 5. So we got 4 or 5 levels to gain before we are at 0 and we start going into negatives, which is going to hurt. But HP is our biggest weakness right now, I think, and we won't need to focus on bombs for long because the explosion, the damage seems to be really, really good here. So as long as we don't get hit, I think we're gonna be okay for at least a few times. But a few, it doesn't take long before stuff starts getting kind of crazy. This game kind of turns into a bullet hell. See those little guys that shoot out 4 bullets at a time? Yeah, they get kind of freaky after a little while, and stuff starts flying all over the place. Man, there's a lot of bullets. It turns into a bullet hell real quick. Okay. I want to get this explosion, but I also want to get haste, and I also want to get speed. I think we need to re-roll this in order. Yeah, let's get speed. And let's look at maybe some HP. Man, I hate to spend all of my... Let's go with some drain since we don't have that option for HP. Okay, we have... Man, healing amount. We can lock this. We can get some income as well, but none of this is HP, bruh. I have a bad feeling about this run. We're at 4 HP right now. I mean, the lowest we can get is 1. It's 75% lower than what we have right now, which sounds drastic, but really and truly, it doesn't matter. If we get hit one time, we did. So let's just not get hit, okay? I do like the way the bombs are working, though. I do. I don't like heading into this apocalyptic scenario with all of these enemies around, but look, let's take a little wide berth right here and try to get back onto where some XP was left. And I think we're gonna be all right as long as we can get back to that pile right there. I kind of want to get back to that pile when we can. Oh, don't dodge into him. See, that's not a good thing to do. Not a good thing to do at all. Okay, let's try. Oh, we lost 2 HP, permanent HP while we were going because we leveled up in the run. But now we get the bonus for the level up. So, okay, let's take the speed here and let's search for some dang. We really need to find some HP, man. We really do. It's at, okay, finally we found some. All right, our HP is 5 now. This is gonna be a very, very hard run. I can see it now. I can see it now. But hey, we got bombs, baby. We got bombs. I mean, we for a character that throws bombs around, you know, it seems like we would have low HP. It's a little bit fitting, don't you think? Like, listen, our life expectancy is not high because of our hobby. That's just kind of what we signed up for when we chose this weapon. We don't even take damage from the bombs themselves. We're immune from the bombs. But I will say that that is not exactly a saving grace in this game. we're gonna die not by our own hand. We're just by the decisions that we make, okay? That's just the way it is. You know, like that's the beauty about life, man. The decisions that you make, trying to change the outcome. I was recently talking with a friend just about some old times because we hadn't talked for a while or whatever, and you know, it's funny. You know, we go back and think about the decisions that we made long ago, and the way that they've affected us now are pretty profound. You know, it's like the butterfly effect. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, but it's really, really interesting to think about that. Like, one decision that you make will just change the course of how everything plays out. You know, it could be as simple as a job that you take. You know, if you decided to take a different job because, you know, your manager made you mad or whatever, and all of a sudden you have this thing like, well, I definitely need to, you know, change jobs or whatever, and because my manager's making me aggravated, and then you get a job and that kind of just like springboards your whole career into a different direction. You know, things like that are just, it's crazy how it works, but it really does do that, you know. Let's see. I know a lot of the decisions that I made early on about, you know, my YouTube, like people that I would collab with, and people that I would network with, and just in general the type of games that I like to play, changed how I did things a lot. You know, I played survival games on my old channel for years. You know, I mean years and years, and I really, really enjoyed them. But you know, back in the day, I did enjoy the multiplayer games and stuff like that, but like right now, I can't play the multiplayer games nearly as much as I would like because of the times that I choose and end up doing most of my recording. We just took some damage there. That's I think okay, maybe we try a different weapon, huh? Maybe we try a different weapon. Let's just go with a new run, and we'll no, you know what? No, we're gonna go with this again. We're gonna go with this again, and we're just gonna try it with bombs. And this time we'll pay more attention to trying to get our HP on, you know, because it's even more important than speed. It might just be an impossible character to get done, guys. We might just have to have some very, very good RNG here, but yeah, a lot of those decisions that I made, you know, really affected the way that I do content nowadays. Like, I couldn't do what I used to do. I mean, I could, but it would impact my lifestyle the way I like living it. You know, my wife wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning, for instance, to go to work every single day. Well, 5 days a week. And to be honest, I'm kind of programmed at this point now. She's out of town for work right now, and I will say that I still am waking up at like 3 or 4 in the morning regardless. I mean, and I'm trying to go to bed at around the same time too, because that's naturally when I get tired. Let's go for speed here. And okay, we don't want any of these. We'll take an income upgrade. We'll also take the monster eye. And that was almost all of our HP there. I mean, our runes. But we will take these two and try that. We didn't get any weapon upgrades that time, so we're playing this completely different, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, a lot of my activity kind of revolves around that and the way that I operate. And you know, I naturally started to enjoy roguelikes as I started to, you know, progress. And, you know, I wanted more fun out of a single player game, because a lot of those survival games, they are all about multiplayer. And if you don't play them multiplayer, you can still do fine, but a lot of content is just not as it's not as fulfilling, you know. I played quite a bit of solo when making episodes and stuff like that, when I would do survival content, you know. And that was, some of it was just by choice. Like, I had an idea for an episode, you know, and it didn't really involve other people, so I would just do it. And that's the thing about sandbox gaming. You just kind of gotta come up with your own content and just kind of make it, right? We want speed. We want HP. We want the drain. We don't need melee. We definitely need more bombs. 18, huh? Let's re-roll and try to get... Okay, I will freeze this and grab another bomb, and I think this is gonna be fine. Actually, let's combine two of these. Okay. Yeah, not nearly as offensive minded right now, and I'm getting some HP, so that's pretty good. This might be one of these type of runs that we just want to avoid being hit and not necessarily try to make a whole lot of money. We're trying to not to level up as much. That would be a weird strategy, but it may be a good strategy. I don't know. I do not know. All I know is that we're much less strong than we were last run, so it's completely different outlook, you know. But yeah, you know, reminiscing with people, it just makes you think about all those decisions that you made back in the day, and even it makes you realize, you know, how lucky you are that the decisions that you made do, you know, have that you made them, you know. I think a lot of the decisions that I made, for instance, have led me to a place in my life that I don't really hold grudges anymore. You know, when I was young, I did a lot of that. I say younger. I haven't for years, but you know, things would aggravate me. You know, things that happen with roommates or things that happen with friends or family members would kind of just stick with me for much longer periods of time. And now they really don't, because I just feel like that's things that distract me from ultimately what I want in life, which is my happiness. You know, it doesn't bring me any joy to piss and moan about things that are out of my control or things that have, you know, come and gone. And, you know, would I get some fulfillment if I would track some of those things down and try to get some closure with them? I don't think so. You know, there are some things, like some traumatic experiences you do need closure with, you know, but I think decisions that I made along the way for my career and have not gone catastrophic for me. You know, I'm happy. I make a living. I have everything I want in life in terms of my relationship with my family and my wife. And sure, there's some friends that I don't see nearly as much anymore, or people that I used to call friend that I don't really talk with anymore. And it's not, you know, it happens. It's kind of like dating, you know. Yeah, I got girlfriends that I'll never speak to again. That's back in the day. I don't have them anymore, you know. And I don't regret having relationships with those people. They shaped who I am today, and that maybe some of those experiences were very, very important in the way that things have taken shape with my marriage, you know. So yeah, I don't really fault anybody for doing things, and everybody's selfish to a certain extent, you know. Bombs are good. This muffin, I kind of like it. I kind of like this. It's kind of expensive at this point in the game, but I still want it. So let's combine a couple of these, and we're gonna have a little bit of an array here. Greens, blues, you know, all of the good stuff, and we'll be able to kill some high HP mobs if that's the case. And we're just gonna focus on dodging and see what we can do here. I will say that our damage is not even close to high enough to really worry about killing these big HP targets yet. That's definitely going to be a concern here. If things pile up, that's okay, because the bombs do more work when they pile up. So maybe not doing as much damage at first is okay. Man, these guys are squirrely. You understand? They are squirrely. I'm trying to dodge and they like start, they kind of boost in the way that I was thinking about dodging in the first place. Oh man, I don't know. You saw that dodge? That was clutch. I didn't even do that by myself. That was all, ooh, 7 out of 17 HP. Okay, let's try to get back to that cluster of runes up there. Oh, oh, yes, yeah. Go. Okay. Oh, all right. I kind of went for a little burst of income right there. All right, kind of went for a little burst of income. Let's try to get some more HP here. We're gonna take that muffin. Cannon, you say? Cannon is all about the explosions too. Maybe cannon is fun. I don't want to take anything that takes away speed, but healing with HP seems interesting, so I'm gonna take it. Even at my, you know, yeah, I just got to. I have to try. Let's see how the cannon works. I think I did a run with the cannon before, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it was one of those runs that never saw the light of day. I get some of those too. I get plenty of those too. But I will say it was really good reminiscing with my friend today, man. You know, I had a good time talking with him, and it made me realize, you know, just talking about life and philosophy and stuff with people in general just make you realize how much you like or dislike your situation. And I encourage you, you know, if you are in a situation where you're not happy with in your life, you ain't got to try to make drastic changes overnight, you know, in order to get happier, right? You just got to work in increments. You know, you got to work on things just piece by piece that just give you some satisfaction around making light of your situation, right? You know, if you're not happy with your relationship, do some things that are good for your relationship. You know, try a date night with your partner, or, you know, do something nice for them, and see if you can get, you know, see if you can make some headway in that. If you're not happy with your career, maybe look at some different job options, you know, or maybe a side hustle. Go on some interviews. There's nothing like talking about yourself in a good way and trying to impress people about your skill set to make you feel better about it. You know, you're talking about it. You're going on these interviews with people, and you don't have to say yes, you know. You just, things that might seem interesting, you just take them and you take interviews with them. And when you start getting like, so tell me about yourself. Well, let me tell you about my accolades and things that I'm proud of, you know, and the things that you may want to consider as an asset to your company. And, you know, going over this, it makes you feel valuable. It's like, bruh, you know what, that is pretty good, you know. Okay, I'm gonna combine 2 of these bombs and take this gray bomb, and I'm gonna save up for this cannon because the cannon is doing okay for us. And I guess I'm gonna buy this sprout too, and we'll try that out. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. You know, I'm not an advice guru, yeah. I know it works for me. You know, it's kind of like, if you're not happy with your weight, either exercise and diet, you know, or you could be too thin. If that's the case, maybe you just need to start eating, you know, with ideas in mind. And that diet doesn't necessarily pertain to lowering your food intake. It could just mean adjusting your food intake to where you get better quality fuel in the tank, so to speak. That's what I try to do. And look, you don't have to make real drastic changes to it. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, okay? A while back, my wife and I both got on I was always kind of on the kick of getting healthier and losing weight, you know, because I've always had issues with my weight since I stopped smoking years and years ago. But like I started really focusing on small improvements, like adding more protein into my diet, replacing stuff like carbohydrates with protein, and not going low carb, although I did do plenty of low carb diets and stuff like that. They're usually a short-term kind of deal because they're very, very hard to stay on for long periods of time. I won't say it's impossible, it's challenging. It's challenging to do anything that is less adequate than what gives you the most satisfaction for a long period of time. Discipline is hard to come by, you know? Let's go ahead and start taking some haste here. And I wanted to take that luck, but did not. King's Crown, huh? Let's take the cannon. King's Crown is income. That sounds amazing, actually. That sounds really, really good. Okay, I want this green cannon. Maybe we combine 2 of these cannons and just get another one right here. Maybe. Okay, pickup range. Magic I did not need, but it wasn't super expensive. We can get this one, and 10% power. I think we can go with that pretty safely. And Monster Eye, I'm gonna take that as well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we got 20 HP. Our speed is starting to slow very, very badly. So we're going to need to up that. In matter of fact, we might be too slow already. It might be too late to correct it. It may be too late to correct it. I think I leveled up without increasing speed too quickly. So some of our choices that we made already are starting to affect. We're supposed to be making small incremental upgrades, like I said earlier, in life to help us, okay? I'm not even taking my own advice at game. That just proves how hard it is to get it right IRL, guys. I can't even do it in a game, okay? And very much like roguelikes, you know, life kind of gives you a bunch of choices all the time that you have to pay attention to. And sometimes you just got to take what feels right or based on what's available, and it's not necessarily always the most optimal choice. You ain't got rerolls in life. Well, most of the time you don't. Wouldn't that be great though? Wouldn't that be great, bruh? I remember back in the day when I used to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, when we were rolling for our characters, okay, in D&D, you'd roll for your character, and what you try to do is you get, instead of 3d6 for a maximum of 18, you would do 4d6 and you would take the 3 best out of those. So that was a little bit of a curve to kind of help you get good rolls. And sometimes you would still do very, very bad, you know? Or you would or we could choose to roll each stat, and we can move 2 of them around. Like if I had a great charisma roll but a bad strength roll and I really wanted to be a warrior, I could swap them out, you know? Okay, -2 speed, not a damn chance. Not a damn chance, you understand? There's no way. Ballistic? Nope, don't need that either. 5 HP? Yes. Okay. Speed. We just got 4 speed. We just got 4 speed. Let's roll and try to get some more speed, huh? Drain is gonna be good. Bomb, we can fit if we had to combine a couple things. Let's do that because it's cheap. Okay. Oh, a red bomb? Can't really refuse that, can I? I cannot really refuse that. It's gonna take all my dang money though. I mean, all of it. All of it, all of it, all of it, dude. We re-roll 1 time and we got another gray bomb we'll lock here. That takes away speed. We definitely don't want that. Gosh, man. Okay, things are getting a little hectic here, but I feel, well, I mean, we're moving a little bit faster now. We're moving a little bit faster, and our drain is paying us a little bit back in health. So not catastrophic yet. Although I will say, we're not far from it being catastrophic. See, that's kind of catastrophic. We're only on wave, what, 9 here? Yeah, things are gonna get pretty interesting. Oh man. But yeah, more on the serious stuff. I think I'm very, very happy about my situations in life and the decisions that I made. And you know, the ones that I'm not, I kind of, I talked about this to my friend. I was like, it's kind of like outside of my attention span right now. Like, I don't have the attention span that I used to at all. And that's including the bad stuff too. When I was, you know, I could probably, if I'm very much, I have blinders on almost all of the time. I get very hyper focused on whatever I like, and the stuff that I don't like, I don't pay as much attention to. That includes the things that aggravate me, or people that I don't want to spend time with, or you know, toxic people and stuff. I just don't make time for them in my life, or in my attention span. It's just not worth it. Life's too short to be mad and stay grumpy all the time at, you know, for things, especially things that you can't control. So for the things that you can control, you got to control them. You got to do something about it, or at least make some effort to do something about it, or you'll drive yourself insane. You know, I really don't want to take this minus HP, but I'm going to anyway, because it's it's good all the same. The good outweighs the bad. Okay, we're gonna get some of this HP back, which is good. Ooh, pirate flag is amazing. That was a good find. Okay, we can combine here. Grab this. Take apple. Yeah, we definitely want some more HP. We're at 53 HP now. Where's all the speed upgrades, my boys? Where's all the speed upgrades? Can you tell me? Oh, right here. Right here. I'll take it. Horseshoe, I like it, but I don't. All at the same time. We take the green cannon here and we re-roll one more time. We save blue. We save the bomb. And okay, I'm kind of happy about this. We're slow. We're slow, and we got a lot of, oh man, we need some regen and some drain. Our HP is really low because we took that apple, but we're gonna get it back hopefully. We could use some chicken. There's some. Let me get to that chicken, bruh. Let me get to that chicken. There's some more. Oh, look at this though. The bombs are starting to work, baby. The bombs are starting to work. I repeat, they are starting to work. I think I repeated it already, but please forgive me for that. Oh man, y'all, yesterday, as I mentioned earlier, my wife is out of town for her job. I went with her last time, but this time I did not go. And you know, yesterday I was in the middle of some stuff and I didn't really feel like cooking. I have a roast to cook. I'm gonna cook a nice beef chuck roast today, but I had a roast to cook, and I was like, bruh, I really don't feel like taking 2 hours to cook this roast right now because I got some stuff going on. So what I decided to do instead was get a frozen pizza. When's the last time you had a frozen pizza? Now look, normally I would make me feel really, really guilty, but I will say that it was very, very it was very satisfying to my soul. And it's only one, right? I bought two because they were on special, but I ain't eating the second one. Not now, at least. Not this week, okay? What I did is I ate two for lunch and two for dinner, and you know, it's probably about 1,200 calories altogether for this thing. But oh man, well, 1,400. It was probably about 1,400, but it's pretty good, you know. To supplement that, I didn't eat anything else bad except for a little bit of candied pecans for dessert, and a protein shake. But the protein shake is good for me, even though it's sweet. Let's take some regen here. So those little habits that I try to do, that's basically what I did. I try to do little habits to help me out, guys, and they work. I think we want to save this, but I don't want to. Okay, this works out pretty good. Combine, I was right, yeah. We definitely need some speed, guys. Where's the speed? Haste, luck, -2 HP. I'll take a pizza. But I put protein shake in my coffee now. Sugar-free, vanilla flavored protein shake from a brand called Nuri. Not a sponsor, just saying what I do. And man, I gotta tell you, it's a game changer, bruh. I hate using that word because that sounds like what ChatGPT says. I swear I'm not AI. But like, it's really flipping good. Like it does what like French vanilla creamer does. You know, it gives the texture and consistency that I like. It helps round out the sweetness, and the rest of the sweetness I use stevia. But I get 30 grams of protein in the morning from just drinking coffee, which is extremely good. Wow, we just got our second red bomb. That's nice. That is nice. I don't remember even seeing these daggers, but I think that's the ninja weapon. I just saw them a lot this run for some reason. We can't combine these, so that is kind of the end of the line with those. We'll save it for a rainy day, I suppose. Let's try to get a speed upgrade. We'll take a haste upgrade because those benefit us greatly, and we'll re-roll. Well, we can't re-roll anymore. Okay, we'll just take what we got. Take what we got. We don't have as much speed as I'd like, but you know, we doing all right. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like the small things that just make you feel better about your situation. And all of these protein items, like I've incorporated things like for my sweet tooth, because I can't avoid eating stuff sweet. Like I'm a cookie monster. So for my sweet tooth, I try to have either sweet protein shakes that are sugar free, you know, or I try to get I try to eat protein bars, which they're sustain me longer because of all the protein that I'm getting. You know, they're good for muscle building, which I'm trying to do right now because I work out and stuff. They give you more energy, you know, all this good stuff I try to get, you know, from just adding protein, because I tried those strict diets and they're very, very hard to maintain. And, you know, you get less results in short amounts of time when you don't do things drastically, which can be demotivating sometimes. But if you're not like making huge sacrifices to your life and your happiness, you know, and they're benefiting you, all these little incremental upgrades to your systems in life, they help a lot, right? They do. They can make some drastic differences, you know. Over the course of a week, I get, you know, another 200 grams of protein that I would not have gotten if I did not add that protein stuff to my coffee. So, you know, it's one of those, it's just one of those things. And that's how I believe a lot of life's decisions are. Like, instead of making these sweeping drastic changes that make you feel like you changed, that you live in a different life, you know, just take, man, I don't know. I mean, the crit is 5%. I guess it doesn't hurt. Oh, this is both good. Let's get some speed. Thank you for the speed, game. Okay, battery does not help me. Purple does help me. Then we can combine these two and we get red. Now we can afford the green bomb. Very nice. Now we get another purple bomb. Some luck is good. The trumpet is not that bad as well. Another green bomb. Can't afford the green, well, can't do anything with the green cannon right now, but maybe we'll be able to do something later. The gray bomb, I think, is a lost cause. And ooh, that's good stuff right there. So it's gonna be hard to get. I'm gonna go ahead and take the worm for now, and we're not gonna re-roll anymore. We'll just go with it. I feel slow again. I need speed. Oh gosh, not good. Maybe we can out DPS him. Maybe we can out DPS him. Right now I'm hitting him pretty good, but this is gonna be difficult. This is going to be difficult. Will you? Yeah, I was about to say, will you stop chasing me, Bullet? That's enough of that. Yeah, I mean, we leading him so far. We are leading him, so he's not making headway in that department for us. Ouch. Okay, I just took 30 points of damage. That did we die? I think we died. Yeah, we did. Look, I was very confident for a little while that we were gonna be able to pull that off, but it doesn't appear so, man. God, I knew it was gonna be a complicated run with the chemist here. I just, yeah, not Not real good for old Toxic Boy. I mean, if we would have had poison maybe or something, I don't even know if there's any poison weapons. But he only starts with bombs and stuff and cannons, and that was the run that I chose. I hope you enjoyed the commentary at the very least, guys. And you know, pat yourself on the back. You're doing all right, okay? If you out there and you're struggling or whatever, just make some small, tiny changes, and try to move forward. I don't know why this turned into some sort of therapy session, but I promise you, I'm not trying to get any points, brownie points. Just some stuff that's on my chest, and that's what I use in these particular episodes. Feel like the place I talk about stuff like that. At any rate, guys, I wish y'all the very best day. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, this is Ujin signing off. We'll see you next time.